This video is designed to help you revise your essays for sentence fluency. The first step after you have all of your paragraphs typed is to draw T-charts along the left side of your page. Once you've made your T-charts, you need to find the first word in each sentence and write those first words on the left side of your T-chart. Next, I want you to count the total number of words in each sentence. Once you've done that, you're going to list the total number of words right next to the first word for each of those sentences. So, for example, in my first sentence that reads, "Inside a red and white So Dansa box is a pair of shoes that look like they have walked 1,000 miles, I have 22 words. So I listed the number 22 right across from the word inside. You should continue the process of finding the first words and counting the total number of words in each sentence for every paragraph in your essay. It will look something like this when you're done. Here's how all of those words and those numbers affect your sentence fluency. If you have sentences with fewer than 10 words, those are short. Anywhere between 11 and 20 words are medium, and anything more than 21 are long sentences. Now, if you as a writer repeat words at the beginnings of your sentences, that's not very good sentence fluency for the reader. It sounds like you're just repeating yourself. And if you have too many short sentences, medium sentences, or long sentences in a row, you sound choppy. Now that I know that, I can go back to my essay and start looking for patterns. Right off the bat, I notice in my very first paragraph that I've repeated the word they twice at the beginning of my sentences. And holy cow, in my second paragraph, every single one of my sentences is a long sentence. That's terrible sentence fluency. I need to fix that. My first step is to go in and revise for any repeated words. So since I have those two theys in the first paragraph, I'm going to go back and fix those. I kind of like the short sentence at the end of my first paragraph, so I want to keep that one the same, which means I have to change my second sentence inside that first paragraph. Originally it said, "They are beat up and grubby, but they are something I need for any show. They are my character shoes." How I changed it was to cross off the words "they are" at the beginning of my second sentence, and that way I would start with "beat up and grubby, they are something I need for any show. They are my character shoes." Since that was the only repeated word I had inside of this paragraph, and since my sentence lengths are different the whole way through, I have 22, which is a long sentence, 15, which is a medium sentence, and 5, which is a short sentence, I'm ready to move on to the next step, which is to rechart on the right side of my page to show what changes I've made. By the time I got done with my revisions, I still start with inside, but my second sentence starts with beat, and my third sentence starts with they. I still start with a long sentence, I still have a medium sentence, and I still have a short sentence. I'm ready to move on to my next paragraph. I'm going to be honest, this paragraph is a giant mess. I can't believe that I wrote all of my sentences as long sentences the first time around. That means I have a lot of revision to do. I start off by seeing if there's a place where I can naturally end my first sentence a little bit earlier, since it had 26 words in it. It used to say, "The first thing I notice about my character shoes is their overall beige color, like sand, that would fit with any costume I wear on stage." I figured I could end it after sand, so I put in a period, crossed off "that would," and then changed the beginning of that sentence to say, "It blends with any costume I wear on stage." That's a good start. And I keep going from there, looking for places where I can cross out words, where I can switch around the order of words, or where I can break up my sentences so that I don't have so many long sentences in a row. I found one phrase in the middle that says, "I have a well-worn strap that crosses my ankle from one side of the shoe to the other." Well, of course it crosses my ankle from one side of the shoe to the other. That's what they're supposed to do. That whole phrase, "from one side of the shoe to the other," is unnecessary if I already said crosses, so I could get rid of that. So I did a lot of revision on the rest of this paragraph. So this is how the paragraph used to read. "The first thing I notice about my character shoes is their overall beige color like sand that would fit with any costume I wear on stage. When I walk, the scuffed soles that are abraded from a very dirty cement floor make a click-clack sound like a businesswoman stomping from one meeting to the next. If I am trying to be quiet, though, my smooth leather shoes help me sneak around backstage with only a faint tap-tap-tap sound. Fortunately, I have a well-worn strap that crosses my ankle from one side of the shoe to the other, the tiny belt-like buckle keeping the shoe from slipping from my foot and clattering to the ground. That is especially helpful as I tend to be a clumsy person, and those 2-inch tall heels don't make it any easier to sneak around. Those straps even saved me from losing my typo, when I kicked my foot into a cinder block in the dark backstage area, and now a jagged slate gray scar runs vertically down my right heel nearly an inch from top to bottom. These shoes are designed to be unobtrusive, unnoticeable, but for me, they are a vital part of my on-stage experience. This is what it sounds like after the revision. The first thing I notice about my character shoes is their overall beige color, like sand. It blends with any costume I wear on stage. When I walk, the scuffed soles that are abraded from a very dirty cement floor make a click-clack sound like a businesswoman stomping from one meeting to the next. My smooth leather shoes can also sneak me around backstage with only a faint tap, tap, tap. Fortunately, a well-worn strap crosses my ankle, the tiny belt-like buckle keeping the shoe from slipping from my foot and clattering to the ground. That is especially helpful. I tend to be a clumsy person, and those 2-inch tall heels don't make it easy to be sneaky. For example, during Guys and Dolls, I kicked my foot into a cinder block in the dark backstage, and now a jagged 1-inch slate gray scar runs vertically down my right heel. Designed to be unobtrusive and unnoticeable, these shoes are a vital, practical part of my onstage experience. I really like how that second version sounds a lot better when I read it out loud. I don't have any repeated words at the starts of my sentences, and they're broken up a lot better now. I have a medium sentence, short, long, medium, long, short, medium, long, medium. So that's a lot better sentence fluency on my part. I'm going to continue with the rest of my essay, and I hope you guys do the same with yours. Good luck.